Hey guys, welcome to episode 106 of OG Toys. I'm OG, and today we're looking at something that I didn't think I would ever purchase, ever, but I've had my mind changed about this stuff, and it's the Mega Bloks Halo product. Now, ever since I've gone into the World of Warcraft from Mega Bloks, they have really kind of opened my eyes to what Mega Bloks is capable of doing. I've pretty much ignored the Halo figures from Mega Bloks for pretty much since it came out. I did buy one set, and this is years ago, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and unfortunately it was missing pieces. The instructions were extremely, not well articulated whatsoever, and trying to figure out the placement of the pieces was just more of a headache than anything. And compared to Lego, they just didn't have the same quality. But since World of Warcraft, it's really changed my mind. The figures are unbelievable. Probably the best detailed minifigures I've ever seen out of those World of Warcraft sets. So my local Walmart has had a massive clearance in the toy section for probably about a month. And I've snagged a heck of a lot of the Mega Bloks Halo stuff. Now, if you checked out my 100th episode, I did show you some of my collection and some of my displays. And I've built a pretty cool display battle scene of some of my Halo stuff. So I thought it's time to jump into the world of reviewing these guys because I find them absolutely awesome. I want to share the quality, the awesome minifigures, and the just great details they put on these Mega Blok Halo sets. So the first one we're going to take a look at is set number 97011. It has 285 pieces. It's definitely one of my favorite sets so far. It's the Warthog Resistance. Now this set does include 3 minifigures. You do have 2 green UNSC Spartans, very reminiscent of the Master Chief, who was the main character, of course, throughout the trilogy. And you get 2 figures that are identical. So basically I thought this is my chance to finally get a Master Chief figure. And the other figure, since it's identical, and most of the figure sets do come with armory, build and customize extra pieces. So I swapped the heads off one of the other guys and put it onto him, and we got another brand new character. And let's take a closer look at some of the details. But before I do that, I want to show you the instructions. The instruction booklet. It's pretty thick. It's quite big. The instructions themselves, you open it up, you got an awesome battle scene going on here for a lot of the sets available right now. Pretty darn cool. This is definitely another Warthog that wouldn't mind picking up with these missile launchers, and I love this Spartan here. He looks really cool. And then you got your basics. All the pieces are listed that you get, and you have about 30 pages of building. And surprisingly, the sets was really not that difficult to build. It did take me a little while, just because the placement is different from Lego. Lego was very simplistic instructions. It's pretty hard to mess up building one of those sets. But I did find myself having to double check some of my work, and make sure I actually got the right pieces together. I'd say it's definitely a bit more of a challenge than Lego, which is good because, it's definitely good to have a challenge. A challenge only makes you better, right? So, let's take a look at these amazing minifigures. The first guy we're going to take a look at is the Covenant Elite Zealot. Now, this guy, wow, he looks awesome. The attention on the sculpt here is fantastic. The armor pieces that are attached here just look very well done. They really developed these characters into something, definitely special. He's got this wicked blaster here. It fits perfectly into his hand. His hands do have hard circular clips here, very similar to what your Lego figures have. Articulation-wise, you got a really nice ball-jointed head. Lots of movement there. Ball-jointed arms. You got a pin at the elbow, 360 on the wrist, 360 at the waist as well. This one's a little stiff. Ball joint at the leg, and you have another pin at the knee. So, and of course, you got your ability to plug them into any kind of stud there and to hold up the character. I'm really impressed with these guys. This guy has an absolutely awesome face mask. Take a closer look at that. You can see the eyes piercing out there. Great detail on the figures. You can also plug in those little wrench clips, very similar to what the World of Warcraft figures have, so they can hold their weapons. You can do that with these guys too. Don't have a lot of those extra clips kicking around, so if I ever get some more, I'll definitely plug in some extra weapons for these guys. But these figures are absolutely amazing, and definitely the highlight of some of these sets. So we'll put him down, and we'll check out some of the other figures here. Now this is my definitive Master Chief. I know it's just a green UNSC Spartan, and it doesn't give any indication on the box that this is Master Chief, but for me, this is my Master Chief. Now, he didn't come with this detailed weapon. I got this from another set. The figure does come with just a plain black version of this gun without the detailed silver paint job on the top barrel here. And the figure does look amazing. The qualities it have, definitely ring out. The sculpt is just perfect. The wash they put on the figure is awesome. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by wash, basically, you can tell that the plastic, of course, is molded green. It does have almost like a black underline underneath it. And it's a spray technique they use in the paint apps that give it more detail and flesh out all the detailed sculpted line work that's on the figure. And you can see it gives it that kind of rough, worn battle look, and really brings some of the awesome sculpting this figure has to light. Again, he's got a plug-in in the back where you could stick one of those little clips, or you could simply attach the gun to his back as well, like so. You just use the handle, and you can pop that in. This guy does have the exact same articulation as the Covenant Zealot figure. He's got the good ball joint on the head, good range of movement. You got the ball joints in the arms, you got the pin in the elbow, and of course 360 on the wrist, 360 on the waist, ball joint at the legs, and pin at the knee. Really good stiff joints, nothing loose, flopping over, and this is definitely one of my faves, just because I finally got a Master Chief figure. I don't collect the 6-inch guys or the 5-inch guys from McFarlane Toys. Thought about it a couple times, but I just couldn't really invest in those figures. I just sometimes saw some definite highlights, and then I saw the massive amount of repaints, and just didn't really interest me that much. But this figure is absolutely awesome. Very worthwhile just to get the set for. Now, the other figure, like I said, is identical. Only thing I did is swap out the head, because a lot of the sets I've been purchasing have the extra armory, build and customize accessories, and they throw in some extra pieces to customize these Spartan figures. So I just swapped the head, so I have two distinct figures. And, of course, same body as Master Chief, and it just looks awesome. Really like this pistol as well. Very cool looking gun. Let's see if I can show it in a little better detail here. Really nicely done. Very cool. I'm kind of toying around with the idea of maybe doing my own kind of battle damage and wear on these guns. I did a bunch of this stuff with some Star Wars figures that I've had Star Wars figures for probably over 15 years. I've been collecting them, and I got a pretty massive collection. And some of the weapons, just the plain black, it just needs to be customized a little bit. So I just took a silver paint marker and basically customized them a little bit to make them look a little more battle ready, and they turn out really well. I'm kind of thinking about doing that with some of these guns, just to see what kind of added definition it kind of puts onto the weaponry. But just an awesome minifigure. Very cool. Now let's go to some of the other little mini play sets this thing comes with. Now it does come with this cool thing here. Let me move the Zealot out of the way. You remember these throughout the Halo game, you'd find some of these things open, and you can collect your weapons out of it. And I thought it was awesome that they added this in as well. It is kind of a pain in the butt to open, so I don't want to break off the clips. There you go. And inside, we got this massive weapon that could fit onto any figure. So I thought that was pretty cool to have that little extra accessory, and it just plugs in. Handle just plugs into those spots right there. So you could have this on the battlefield, with your set up a huge diorama of these guys having a massive battle, and definitely looks pretty darn cool to have this hanging around. So let me line up the pieces, and there we go, back to its original shape. And of course, it does come with this little base here, which is actually pretty cool. A lot of little details on it, and I absolutely love the way they made these bricks, different shades. You can see the incorporation of almost another color kind of intermixed within the plastic, and it gives it that worn look and a multi-dimensional look that just is fantastic. And I have not seen this kind of work used on any Lego product. So I really gotta say to Mega Bloks that they stepped up their game big time making some of this Halo stuff. It's very cool. We've seen tons of these in the video game, of course, and you're always wondering what the heck is that. And it's just an outpost with a communication tower, I guess. And these things are pivotable as well. And it's a very cool piece to have on your display on your battlefield. You can put a lot of figures into here as well. And you can have your gunfights or whatever else you want to do with this stuff. But I'm really liking this. Very well done. And of course, the main attraction here, the Warthog. We'll just put that Zealot back over there. And I was so impressed with this vehicle. 100%, accurate to the video game counterpart. It just looks phenomenal. And of course, you can see it's like a darker tone for the green body. You can see the extra little details on there with the stickers. I really like the way they added the two tones of the silver. It just kind of plays off that darker green. And what's awesome as well, it's got a free rolling suspension. So the vehicle does roll, no problem. And as you can see, you do have a separate suspension for all of the wheels. That's really cool. So if you're going over rough terrain or you got some sort of setup, it can roll over it, no problem. And it looks really cool the way it has a separate axle. The cockpit itself, you got your steering wheel and a little communication heads-up display right there. You can fit two figures, no problem. You got this amazing gun turret on the top here. You got the bullets sinking into there as well. It's a little ammo compartment. You have the machine gun on a separate pivot as well. It's on a fully rotational section. You can do 360 degrees. You have handles here on the back for your action figure to hold on to. And it's just a really impressive piece. You got extra couple little plug-ins here so you can plug in their weapons. You have gas tanks built into the back here, these little canisters. I thought that was a pretty cool little touch. The back part does open up. You can load up a couple extra figures in there if you like. And then, of course, there's this another flap in the back here, which you could, just position anywhere you want for the rear bumper. You can have it in, whatever you feel like doing. But it's very cool, very well designed as well. Like I said at the beginning of the video, building-wise, wasn't terribly difficult, but there was a couple parts in the instructions that weren't 100% clear. So you kind of had to play around with it to make sure that it's accurate. And in fact, I had to build this one section here in the front probably 2 times just because I kept missing some step that, just unfortunately didn't look correct. But, after said and done, you do get this absolutely awesome set that I'm extremely happy to add into my collection. And I'm extremely impressed by the rest of the stuff I've been purchasing. And what's even better is the price point right now. Like I said, I spent probably about $70 and I got close to 8 sets at Walmart just in the past month. And I'm really impressed with this stuff. My Toys R Us here as well. It seems like once a month, almost, or once every month and a half, they got Halo and Mega Bloks stuff for 25% off. And I've always ignored it because I had no interest in this stuff. But wow, I've done 100% turnaround. These things are absolutely amazing. Definitely pick up the Mega Bloks Halo stuff. You're not going to be disappointed. If you're a long-term Lego fan, definitely give it a shot. You never know what you're missing here, and if you're not getting it, you're missing something pretty cool. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Definitely rate, comment, subscribe. We got a lot more videos coming up, and definitely some more Mega Bloks Halo accessories, figures. I'm going to do a huge review on my display that I set up for it as well, in-depth details, looked at it. So thanks very much, guys. Take care and stay tuned.